Peace, everyone. This is IanCanefire in the mighty hip studio. I have in front of me the Boss DR5. This particular model is from 1996. Boss DR880, my beloved drum machine. The sounds in this are incredible. The sounds in this are great. This pretty much has the Roland SRX drum card in it. Boss DR880, newer item. It came out like 2005 or something like that, or 2004. It's great. I figure Boss is going to come out with a new one sooner or later. Awesomeness. 2 tracks, bass and drum, and it's laid out like a bass guitar. E, A, D, G. 4th string, 3rd string, 2nd string, 1st string, the highest string. Right? So it gives you E to G sharp, A to C sharp, D to F sharp, G to B, and each button has the note on it. So it's great. Easy reference. If you're not, so great at playing bass, this is the next best thing. So these are the open strings, and then it works its way down. And because of the way they've given it to you, you have, low E, then the octave higher. And you can toggle, you can go, up or down more. There's like a bass +1, middle, and then like the low. So it's really great for playing. Now, the reason why I'm making this video is because there are a lot of people who I teach MPC, how to use the MPC and music production. And a lot of people just don't know chords, scales, and such. And what I tell them is, like, I'm no excellent, pianist, but I can rock live this gear because of where the notes are. And over time, you learn where the notes are on a piano, but still, some of the stretches that you'd have to do for certain chord shapes can, be weird if you're not used to it. So the quick and dirty way around all of this is to get yourself to these 2 units. Now this Boss DR5, I just saw one on Craigslist for $50, so you can have these for nothing. A lot of people were rocking these forever in the late 90s, and then they came out with other gear and they got rid of them. Why is this great? Okay, it has 4 tracks. Remember I said the DR880 has 2. This has 4 Midi channels, 4 tracks. So you have a drum track and then 3 others. And each of those can have its own Midi, can manipulate its own Midi channel. So that's how I use this. Right now you're seeing a Midi out cable from the DR5, and there's a Midi out cable coming out of my DR880. And as you see, this is a very small form factor, both of them. It's fitting on a very small tabletop. Now, the Midi outs from these 2 are going into a Midi patch bay, which is underneath my DR880. It's called the Edirol UM550, right? So it's got 5 Midi in ports and 5 Midi out ports. And then I have the Midi out of the Edirol unit going into my Phantom, or I can have it go into my Sonic Cell, or I can have it go into my MPC, my MPC 4000, and manipulate 6 different tracks. And that's pretty much all I need to make music, frankly. I mean, you can, with Midi, oftentimes you have 16 tracks. Like in my Phantom, I have 16 tracks I can mess with. But I don't need that much. So I can have a rapper or a singer be right there, and I can use these 2. Now, first thing I would suggest anybody do, you don't have to follow my opinion, but I play bass. The beautiful thing about this DR880 is that it's got a 6-string bass layout. Now, as you get it out of the box, what happens is, if you were to hit Shift, Pad, which I have already, right now you're seeing 6 bass. That's showing 6-string bass. If I turn this, it's on guitar. That's generally where it's at. So that means this is E, A, D, G, B, E, right? Which is how a guitar is laid out, a regular 6-string guitar. But here's the beauty of why I generally try to teach people this stuff with a bass, and why I think the bass is so great. Because a bass is laid out in fourths. So when you turn this to 6-string bass, it becomes B, E, A, D, G, C. Each of those are a fourth apart. So, you know, literally E, F, G, A, right? And then you go to, sorry, B, right, the first string is B. So it's B, C, D, E, right? And that's the next string. E, F, G, A, that's the next string, right? And it keeps going all the way down. So what happens is, because everything's a fourth apart, you get these great mixtures that you can use, and the keyboard, the fretboard is laid out very logically. And there's a book, if you're into theory, which is what I'm getting into, I'm trying to teach you, if you don't already know this, the easy way of learning, you know, the theory behind like major scales, minor scales, chords, and such, and how this makes all of that easy. So what happens is, because everything is in fourths, a lot of different combinations in here are easy for you to play chords. That's what I'm getting at. So as it stands right now on 6 bass, I'm going to show you some different chords that are simple. Now, 6 bass is the second one. You have A scale, so it can turn this into like this. It can set everything up to be in an A scale. You can do a C scale, and it can go vertical, whereas like all of this would be A, all of this would be B, all of this would be C, and all the different C's in between. This is amazingly thought up. That's all I can say. The engineers really did a great job with this. Now, so I put it back to 6 bass, as I was recommending. So just so you know, the first 3 frets. So remember, we're now at B, E, A, D, G, C. So right now it's laid out sort of like C, G, D, right? And that is naturally a sus2. That's a C sus2. So listen to it. Now right now I have this thing going, like track 3 is playing a piano sound in my Phantom. So this would be the C sharp sus2. This would be the D sus2. This would be the D sharp sus2. This would be the E sus2. And this would be the F sharp sus2. You could, and the great thing with this is you can go up and down the fretboard. Like I could keep going down by pressing this, and it shows, and it goes down the fretboard. So it's like having a capo on here on a guitar, and it's changing the pitch as you go down. This is excellent. It goes all the way down to 19. So meaning 19, and then you have all those other ones below it or higher than the note that you're cutting it off at. So I mean, you could make a song just out of you know, if you play around with this, right? This is what makes this most awesome. You turn on chord, little chord thing comes up here, and what happens now is this machine is now, for one, it takes it out of the BEAD and it puts it back to what it looks like. So it's E, A, D, G, going up, you know, the regular way like a guitar. But if you look closely, you'll see like a capital M, which means a major, and small m, which means minor. And it gives you pretty much all of the different, a lot of the different chords which are most used in music. So if you press like a note, like say I want to do C major, right? So that is C, E, G, the note C, E, G. So if I press this C, and then I press major, and the great thing is in here it shows you, like there's a little keyboard, shows you the white and black keys, and over here it shows you the fretboard, and it's showing you what notes you're hitting. This is awesome because this can actually teach you music. So very simply, if we were out of this, the sound you just heard was C, E, G. Right? Now when I turn the chord back on, Now the thing is, it may have been a little higher, or you have inversion. Just because you're doing CEG, you can still do ECG or GEC or whatever, and it's still the same thing. It's just it's the same sounds, but one is lower. Generally, the C would be whatever you're calling it. If it's like the C major, you'd have the C be the lowest, but playing them in different formats is called an inversion. So that's what's so awesome about this. You have the ability to lazily play all sorts of music. Now, I'm going to show you an example of this. The other thing is, because it's using Midi, I can save all the MIDI data. Like say I just punched out a song and I had it go into my Phantom sequencer. I could save all those MIDI notes. So I can save the song idea. Right now, if I just play this, you're hearing a drum track and a soft pad, which is playing track 4 on MIDI channel 4 on the Phantom right now, and that's playing it in C. But now if we want to get deep, I turn on the chord thing, and instead I'm going to hit C, and now watch. So that's C major 7 to C major, or I could go like C 7 9 major 9, or use the minors. Or back to the sus4. That's a sus4. Remember I showed you the sus2 before, but it's sus4. So just so you know, right? So okay, C major, major 7, 6, add 9, 7 9, 6 9. Minor, minor 7, minor 6, 7 9, minor 6 9, minor 7 5, minor 7. I mean, this is just 7, right? The C7, not C minor 7, C7, C9, C sus4, C7 sus4, then augmented and diminished. Now, hold on. Let me just get rid of it. So, peep this now. I'm gonna do C minor 7, B major 7, B flat minor 7 to A major 7. And listen to how beautiful this sounds. Mind you, this would have been some spreading your fingers out doing some work on a keyboard, okay? So peep it. That is the beauty of this thing. It's so late. It's laid out so easy. That's like a Sade tune. So the interesting thing is, why did Roland make a newer product and take out so much of this brilliant functionality? The sequencing. Another item that has a lot of this ease of using chords is the Yamaha. Yamaha is always good at like giving you a lot of chord stuff and arpeggios. The QY700 was a sequencer they had, and it had like the keypad kind of laid out in a small form factor, and it had the same layout. It had like all these different notes, so it was great. It's almost like they knew people were more musically inclined back in the day, and then now they're giving you less in their items. It's just the strangest thing. In any case, DR5 people are selling these for $50 on Craigslist, which is incredible.